Hey there, I am so glad you pressed play. So today I just want to talk about three things that I think that can help us cope mentally with all that we're experiencing in our world right now, corporately, including this new strain of this COVID coronavirus, and also something if you may be dealing with some difficult things in your life personally, okay? So those three things are this. Number one, we're going to learn how to turn off the news sometimes, okay? Number two, we're going to make sure that we're going to get a support group and know who our true and genuine support system is. Those people who are going to be reliable in our lives. And then number three, we're not going to underestimate the power of our tongue and what we're thinking about and what we're speaking over our life, okay? Over our lives, I should say. So let's talk a little bit more in depth about each of these. You ready? Here we go. So number one, turn off the news. Okay, now don't hear what I'm not saying. It's good to be informed about what's going on in the world, but sometimes, you guys, we need to unplug from the media and social media and do our own research, whether it be for 24 hours, 48 hours, a week, whatever it is. Sometimes we have to completely unplug. And a lot of times, what we have to understand is like the media, they're based on people's fears, and they bank on us becoming fearful, and we begin to act out of fear and operate in our lives out of fearfulness, okay? But for those of us who are believers like me, we know, okay, we take a step back and we see that what's going on. We see all these things that we're, all these messages and all these things that are being thrown at us, and we say, hold on a minute. 2 Timothy 1:7 says that God didn't give us a spirit of fearfulness, but one of power, love, and sound judgment. And I like the Holman Christian Standard version of the Bible that says sound judgment, because that in itself says to me that we can use our good common sense that God gave us, right, to respond accordingly to what's going on in our world, right? So sometimes we just need to turn off the news, turn it completely off, even for a couple days, so that we can free our minds from all the negative stuff that we are just like thrown at, and the negative stories and images that we're inundated with on a daily basis, okay? So that's number one. Number two, you guys, it's so important to get you a support group, or just know who your true and genuine tribe, your support system is. Those who you can call on, who are going to be a reliable source for you, okay? For me, I can count on probably one and a half hands who those true and genuine friends or family members of mine who I can actually call on at any time and, just talk to them about whatever I may be feeling or experiencing in my life. And you don't have to have a large circle or anything like that, but it's important, so important, that you know who you can call when you're having a weak moment, or when you're having a moment of anxiety, or whatever it is that you might be dealing with, okay? And it doesn't have to be just family or friends, but you can get you a licensed professional counselor or a life coach who you can lean on for support as well. I can tell you from personal experience, I absolutely love my mental health therapist, okay? She's down to earth. She's real. I can talk to her definitely about anything that I'm feeling or going through. And then I love being a coach to others, because my clients know that I'm a support system for them, and that they can reach out to me, contact me, and I'll be a support system for them as well. So that's number two. You have to know who's in your corner and who you can call on when you need to, okay? And number three, do not underestimate the power of your tongue and what you are thinking and speaking over your life, okay? I cannot stress this point enough. What we are thinking and speaking habitually, it eventually will come to pass, okay? So we have to be alert and aware. Now, as I was preparing for this video, God dropped a couple scriptures on my spirit, and number one, or the first scripture, was Romans 8:6. and the other is Psalm 56:3. Now, Romans 8:6 says, "For the mindset of the flesh is death, but the mindset of the spirit is filled with life and peace." Now, when I was thinking about that and thinking about doing this video, y'all, with everything that's going on in the world, we gotta hover in the spirit realm, okay? It says, "For the mindset of the flesh is death, but the mindset of the spirit is filled with life and peace," right? So when we're talking about the flesh, we're talking about the things that we can physically see with our eyes, physically hear with our ears, things that we can touch, and all of that physically. So of course we're seeing the news, we're watching the news all the time, we're seeing what's going on social media, everything. Those are things that are going to make us think death and all those kind of things. But when we're operating and we're hovering in that spirit realm, we feel the life and the peace and the joy and all those things that are in the spirit realm, right? So that's kind of where we gotta stay. We gotta remind ourselves to stay in that space as much as possible, okay? We can live in reality, but we can also vibrate a little higher and operate in that spirit realm too, okay? And then so the second scripture that came to me was Psalms 56:3, and that says, "When I am afraid, I will trust in you." And so these are the types of things that we have to keep saying to ourselves and reminding ourselves regularly as we fight the mental battles that we face, because we all face mental battles every single day. So we have to remind yourself, when you get to a place where you're feeling a little fearful or afraid about something, remind yourself, "When I'm afraid, I will trust in you, God. I know that whatever you bring me to, you will bring me through. So I trust you for that," okay? And so with all the suffering that we're both seeing, experiencing in our world today, we got to take control of really what we're thinking and speaking, okay? I wear these magnetic bracelets and this charm bracelet every single day, okay? And I use my magnetic bracelets as a tool to help me meditate, and I use my charm bracelet because it just reminds me, these two charms on my bracelet say, "Peace comes from within, and all is well with my soul." And there have been times when I haven't been feeling good physically, I may use my magnetic bracelets to meditate and just say things to myself aloud like, "I am healthy, whole, and complete. I'm healthy, whole, and complete. I'm healthy, whole, and complete. I'm healthy, whole, and complete." And I just repeat that to myself on a daily basis, or on a particular day. If I need to say it to myself throughout the day, that's what I do, to speak that into my life and into my heart and into my mind, so that I can stay sane. And then eventually your behavior catches up with what you're saying and what you're thinking habitually, okay? So that's number 3. We have to pay attention and not underestimate what we're thinking and speaking. So I'll leave you with those 3 things to help cope during these times. I want to thank Miss Brenda in the community for asking me to discuss this. I do apologize it took me so long to do. However, I'm a human, and I'm in the midst of all of this as well. It's difficult to go to work nowadays, you guys. It's difficult to it can just be difficult to just go about daily life because of all that we're experiencing. But thank you for asking me to talk about this, because it kind of pushes me past, those feelings, and to think about what we really need to be doing. Okay, so thank you, Miss Brenda, for that. Keep the topics coming in the comments, you guys, and if anybody wants to add to this list, put it in the comments. This is a community. We're here for each other, okay? I also want to encourage you to go back and watch an older video I did. I discussed 3 ways to keep your worries in check. So I'll put the link for that video below. You can go back and watch that. It kind of goes along with what I've talked about here. And then I'll put the link for if you want to reach out to me if you're seriously interested in receiving coaching services, I'll put the link for that, and I'll put the link for my book and also my handmade bracelets. So that's all I have for you today. Until next time, you guys, Keep evolving on your Unique by Design journey. See ya.